What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one, and this one is Season 1, Outer Range Theory video. In this video, I'm going to tell you what's going on with the mysterious character of Autumn. In fact, not only am I going to tell you what's going on with her, I'm going to tell you who she really is. What up to my thugs, nerds, freaks, and geeks? You're now rocking with the best of Don Tony Teflon. If you can, please subscribe and click that bell so you can be notified every time I drop a new video. As always, 500 is the like goal. If this video does hit 500 likes, I will give a subscriber who leaves a comment on this video 1 month of Amazon Prime for free so you can watch this show and get into it like I have. This show has a lot of mystery. It has a lot of good stuff in it. It reminds me a lot of the show we just covered From. So if you did like that show, I think that you would enjoy this. So please check out this show on Amazon Prime. It's no joke. But this video, let's get right to it. There is one character in particular who is kinda mysterious. We don't know exactly what her motive is. We don't know why she is there. We don't know what's going on with her. And that's what this video is about. I'm going to tell you all about this chick, and then I'm going to tell you exactly the secrets that she's keeping. And she says in the show herself that she enjoys a good secret. And the character I'm talking about is Autumn. We get introduced to Autumn Rivers as a poet. That's what she claims. That's just looking for inspiration, and they say that she can stay outside on the Western Pasture. Now, although that seems like it could be true since she is dressed somewhat like a hippie, the stuff we see she's keeping inside of her tent with her makes you think otherwise. First, we see a stack of books. Now, the first book we can clearly make out is called Modern Quantum Mechanics. Now, also called Sakurai, is a standard graduate level quantum mechanics textbook written by J.J. Sakurai. Now, his biggest claim to fame is that he came up with the theory VA of weak interactions. Now, this deals with experiments using particle accelerators, which is a machine that speeds up charged particles and channels them into beam. When used in research, the beam hits the target, and scientists gather the information about atoms, molecules, and the laws of physics. The next book we can see is Euripides Volume 1. Now, Euripides himself is thought to have lived between 485 and 406 BC. He is particularly admired by modern audiences and readers for his astute and balanced depiction of human behavior. Medusa is one of his most famous works, the lady who could turn people into stone by looking at her. The last book is Fragments from Greek philosopher Heraclitus. 2,500 years before Einstein, Heraclitus declared that energy is the essence of matter, and everything becomes energy in flux, in relativity. So in these books, we can clearly see that her true interest is in matter, and how to use that to come up with different forms of energy. We could see on top of this stack of books are groups of rocks, which she no doubt got from this property, and is trying to figure out exactly how this can be used to make some type of energy. And the fact that she likes Greek philosophy ties into the fact that she told him the story about Kronos. Now, we know that she is most likely a scientist and not a poet, because after she pushes Royal into the void and he comes back and then he finally confronts her, he asks her a couple of questions. He specifically says, "Do you work for the government? What does the color yellow mean to you?" And then she says, "I have questions for you." And she wants to ask him a series of questions after this. This all goes back to this wormhole, to this void that Royal has discovered. When he put his hand in it the first time, he was able to get a flash forward. He was able to get a glimpse of what happened in the future. And that came true. The second time, when his full body was pushed into it by Autumn, she knew that he would come back. She also knew that he's seen something down there. Something different was going on down there. And she knew it. And she asked him, "What did you see?" And what he did see is her in a yellow shirt standing next to a bunch of government officials. And if you look close, the woman behind her has the exact same shirt on. So this is not just a fashion statement. This has to be some type of outfit that they wear at the job. So her coming to this property was not a mistake. She knew what she was coming to the property for. She knew she was coming for the wormhole, for the void. She knew it was there, and that's why she came there, to study it. So how did she know this? She claims this is her first time ever there, ever on the property. She knew nothing about it. She was just coming there just to hang out and chill and get inspiration, is what she used to write her poetry. So how did she know? Well, it's because of who she is. I'm going to tell you exactly who she is right now, and then I'm going to tell you the things that point to it. She's the grown-up version of Amy. So let's break it down. Physically, they are exactly the same. Same skin tone, same colored eyes, and the exact same color hair. When she looks at her, when she first meets her, she looks down at her and she looks away, like she knew her before. You could see the expression in her face, that she's looking at herself younger. Now, when Amy runs into her, when she goes out and she's supposed to be out there hiking around her lands, the first time she sees her, the first thing they have her say is, "I like your necklace." She stares right at her necklace and says how much she likes her necklace. And she says, "This? Oh, I like it too." They put that in there to show that they have the same exact taste. And you can look at her face when she's looking at this girl to see that there's something else going on here. Next, Autumn says to Amy that she's been drawing a certain picture her whole life. The whole life she's been drawing it. And she didn't know why she was drawing it or anything else. She had no idea. And then Amy says to her, "That looks just like my family's brand." And that's exactly what it is. And when you see her looking at the family brand for the first time, she looks at it like she knew she was supposed to be there, that this is her home. Royal's wife says that he just showed up at their family's ranch a long time ago. He just showed up there, and that's how they met. The same exact way that we see Autumn just happen to show up at this ranch out of nowhere. Also, Autumn had the same exact thing happen to her that happened to Royal, and that is that she wasn't able to remember anything before the age of 9 until she got to this spot. And then she began to remember exactly everything. It all came back to her. So that's why when she meets him, she says, "I'm happy to meet you, finally." Because she wouldn't have remembered him when she was a child up until that point when she got there and started getting memories back. So how did this happen? How did he not recognize her grown up? How all of a sudden does she not recognize him? Well, in the flash forward, we see that he was killed 2 years prior to this. That's what we see. That's what his wife tells him. 2 years prior to this, he died in her arms. I think after he dies, Amy goes out there in the pasture and falls inside of the wormhole. And that transports her somewhere else where she forgets all of her memories and she's raised as Autumn. Now, if this is a wormhole and wormholes are predicted by the theory of general relativity, then theoretically you can pass through space and time, have a shortcut through all of this by going through a wormhole. Meaning she could have been transported back into time and then re-raised and then came back as an adult right here. I know it sounds crazy, but this show is crazy. And in quantum mechanics, there is a theory that a particle can exist in two places at once. This in our world has not been 100% proven, but it is up for debate. And I think that's exactly what's going on here. But you tell me in the comment section, do you think this is Amy, Autumn, same person, grown up versions, or do you have a different theory? Please put it in the comment section and let me know. Also, I'll be doing a live stream with the Usual Suspect podcast, which consists of myself, Bridge 4, and Phil the Issue Guy, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Join us. We'll be breaking down the latest episode and going through all the theories. You'll be able to call in and leave your comments about this show. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and as always, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.